I'm curious, what drew you to the role that you were playing in the film?
Well, I mean, I read the script, and the script was fantastic, and it was, a chance to work with Robert Redford and, the other cast members. But I did a lot of research on Lewis Payne, and he was an interesting guy. He was sort of like the rock star of that trial. Like, I mean, it's not in this film, but girls would line up and watch him and, pat their hearts, and he would just sit there and he'd look out the window through most of the trial, and the other conspirators would eat all their food and saw priests and stuff, and they wouldn't eat, and he would eat all his food. He'd refuse the priest. He would play jokes with the prison guards. He was just an interesting guy, and to be a part of history and do a film that's an actual real thing was totally appealing to me.
Well, your character definitely had a presence on screen. I mean, when you saw him, you could tell that very imposing character. Did you research him to find out his personality, kind of his traits?
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean, he could have been a movie all on his own. He was very an angry dude, but at the same time, he would joke around and sort of had this this attitude about him that he just didn't care. So it made him an interesting guy. An interesting guy to play anyway.
And what was it like working with Robert Redford?
He is so easy to work with and such a nice guy, and he's very lighthearted, and he takes his job very seriously, but at the same time he'll joke around with you. Like I was telling him, we'd do rehearsals and he would look at my hat, and he would come and take my hat and put it on his head and play with my gun, and the guys behind the camera would be like, "You already made Butch Cassidy. Give him back his hat. Let's get this shot." So it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Great. One last question, because I know you want to get to snoozing around with people.
I'm starving.
Yeah, me too. What can we expect to see in the future?
Well, I just wrapped a film yesterday in Los Angeles called Hello Herman, and it's a very hardcore film. It involves a Columbine-type shooting and stuff like that. And then right after this, I go back to doing The Walking Dead for AMC. I'm on that show. Yeah,
that's a great show. So.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's my favorite job ever.
Great. Do you mind if he takes a picture of it?
No.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture too, man. I'm a huge fan of Boondocks.
Oh, thank you so much. Hopefully we'll do a third